What's up, everybody? How y'all doing this Friday? What's up, y'all? It's Friday. It's the John Browner podcast. I know I told y'all I might be taking a day off today because I was having some vocal issues. But I woke up and I'm solid, so I'm here. What's good, y'all? Shout out to Ask Technology. Shout out to Ask Technology, man, being first in the building in the chat pack. Shout out to Tito. Shout out to David P. Yo, what up? Uh, Today's show it has one message on it and one message only. I'm going to get to that message. It's not about the Padres losing because that's happened enough times. I might, at the end of this, talk about Summer League, NBA Summer League. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think so. But today is going to be a basketball conversation because there's something happening with your children. If you have children in youth sports, that needs to be stopped on the nose right now. Graham, I thought I was taking a day off too. I told you I thought my voice was messed up, but I slept on it. I woke up this morning and I feel good, so I'm here. Okay, so now let's again. I'm not gonna keep y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all for a long time. Today won't be one of our episodes. Today's gonna be real. It's not gonna be real short, but I'm gonna give y'all about 15 to 20 minutes on this topic. Again, we're not gonna talk about the Padres. They lost again. Wow, shocked. I might talk about Summer League at the end of this, maybe. But what I'm going to talk about is people teaching your children in youth sports, not in the classroom, because those are certified people. Those are folks who have been vetted. Those are folks who have gone to school to educate your children. There's a viral video on the internet, and as a basketball player, my entire life, I have been taught technique by, I don't know, 7 or 8 coaches with over 1,000 years. Let's say, yeah. Well, no, hundreds of years of, I'll just say hundreds, not thousands, because thousands would be exaggerated. Hundreds of years of experience of teaching technique in the sport of basketball. And what I've seen going viral on the internet, I'm here to talk about it today. But before I do that, as always, man, I want y'all to continue to reach out, repost, retweet, and subscribe to the show. The John Browner podcast is here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Sometimes today shorter than that, but I'm in the building, and we are talking about something that I think is really important to folks today. That's why I'm here. So, as always, man, holler at my folks at the Sporting Tribune. The Sporting Tribune tonight, we did a lot of talk about Summer League. We did a lot of talk about Keaton Wagler being drafted by the Clippers and that not being the right pick, but he did it. He did it. The start of the explosion happened last night. And again, like I said, shout out to all my people over at the Sporting Tribune. Shout out to all my people on X. Shout out to all the people on YouTube as we continue to grow and we continue to move the show forward, the program forward, and having it grow. We've joined this group, and so we're making things happen. So shout out to everybody there with what's going on. So you guys are probably wondering what I'm talking about. Shout out to the Rigby family. You guys are probably wondering what I'm talking about when I'm telling y'all that you can't. I titled this episode, Everyone Can't Teach Your Kids. What am I talking about? So I'm going to share my screen with you. I want you to watch this video. This video is about 50 seconds, but I want you to watch the entirety of this video because it's important because this is today's show. This is the topic on today's show. This man is teaching this man of what you're about to see. He's teaching defense, but he's teaching it poorly. And I want you to watch the whole thing, but then I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to explain it to you as and when it's done. So watch this video and check it out. So hold on. Let me start it over.
Go. What did I do with my feet? I turned and foot over foot. I get here before he does. What do I want him to do?
Cross.
I want him to change directions. Can he keep going?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because that's out of
Because
bounds.
there's an out of bounds here. That's my helper. That's another defender. So I got to get to another defender as fast as possible, so he has to change. If I don't get there, watch what happens. Oh, he's going to beat. Guys, I know you guys have other coaches teach you this. Is this good? Is this efficient? That's been taught since, I don't know, 1897. Does it work? Watch my footwork.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Listen. So, okay. I know some of you guys may not know what you're watching. So let me explain what you just saw in this video. This man is teaching what they call defensive positioning, defensive techniques, defensive footwork. This guy is teaching your children how to get on the internet on World Star. He's teaching your child to become a poster person in the next high school YouTube reel that they put together for these 5-star kids who make kids look like spinning tops. This man is giving out so much poor and inaccurate information that could have your child quit the sport through embarrassment. I know sometimes it's hard as a parent if you didn't play the sport to know the sport, and so somebody tells you, "Oh, my kids are going to a camp." It's free. So understand something. Because the camp, sometimes these camps are free for a reason. This camp is being held, or this tutorial, however you want to put it, it's being held on a public court. Problem number one. Two, the techniques in which he's teaching, his heart appears to be in the right place, but his information is deadly wrong. I applaud this man's effort. I applaud this man's uh, uh, you know, heart to teach kids in the neighborhood about how to be good at sports. All right, B Tom, you just got here. So let me run this again. Let me run this again for some people who just came in. I won't play the sound this time, but I will play the video. So understand something. What he's teaching children is deadly wrong. You absolutely will get embarrassed crossing your legs like this on defense in basketball. But you never cross your feet, ever. Every viral video that you see somebody on the ground, it's because their feet crossed. You never teach a basketball defender to cross their feet. It is the death knell of defense. You you just don't do it. It's they call them defensive slides. And at the end of the video, he goes, "Oh, they've been teaching this since 1867." Cool, bro. They've been teaching it that long because it works. Some methods are taught throughout time because they work. Trying to reinvent the wheel in sports is blasphemy. Sliding defensively works if you're athletic. Me personally, and this is why this video cut so deep to me. I have been defensive player of the year and multiple times in my career. I led the state in block shots in JUCO. I have always been the best defender on my team. I've 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 literally guarded NBA players, high level D1 players. I've guarded almost every type of player. I've guarded, Kevin Garnett in the open run. I've guarded a Sham guy. I've guarded almost every high level player I could think of that it was best at their sport or best at that position. You would lose your life on that court playing defense like that. And I'm not attacking this particular conversation because of this man's defensive tactics. I'm telling you, you can't let everyone coach your kids because this is bad information. But the way it's taught, the way it's wrapped up, the way he's delivering it, the way it sounds like it sounds good. It's wrapped in a very good package. You can the poo poo platter is decorated. That information is poo poo platter information, but it's served to you at a very expensive restaurant. You can't let everybody coach your kids, man. I take my kids to the park all the time, and oftentimes there's a court on the park. My kids are not old enough to play on a 10-foot hoop, so I haven't gotten to that place with them where I'm teaching them, how to do this, how to do that. But what I can honestly tell you with conviction is that I have seen trainers and coaches in one-on-one sessions in these parks teaching kids, and I'm going, what the fuck is he teaching his kid? Now, because he's making money, I'm not going to interrupt his ability to make money. And, hey, bro, hey, that's wrong. This should be this way. Nah, that's the parents' fault. That's on whoever cut that check. Don't send your kids to free camps without vetting the people running the camps. If they've told you, hey, yeah, I've ran camp for 10 years, blah, 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 blah. Cool. You got any guys who've gone pro? Do you coach at a high school? Do you coach an AAU team? Like, there are ways that you can verify these free camps. I'm sure this is prevalent in football. I'm sure I don't really know how much this is prevalent in baseball, but in basketball, if a person is offering a free camp, again, I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the trying to get kids outside and get them on the court and get them in the community. I totally love all that. But at the same time, your information's got to be right, bro. We are putting our kids at a massive disadvantage by teaching them misinformation. Because misinformation is like you throw a rock in a pond, it ripples. Because now, however many kids he had out there, they're going to go to another coach and they're going to say, well, so and so taught me that I need to do it this way. Bro, let me double check the number of people who have seen that video. 10 million people. 10 million people have watched that video. So they're clowning him. People who play basketball in there are clowning that man. But at the same time, the negative information has the ability to travel. If you put your children in something, that might be, I don't think that's Uncle Dennis. Uncle Dennis is a little more finely tuned, let's say, because of the money. But this idea, bruh, this idea that you can hand off anybody to your child to coach them without vetting them could always hurt the child. And I'm not talking about in a way, where you need to call the police, but in a fundamental way. If your child has the ability to play high school sports, which is about as high as most kids get, if your child has the ability to play high school sports, I encourage you to put them in it because it teaches them self-esteem. It teaches them how to fight through something. It teaches them hard work. There's no downside to having your kids play high school sports. It literally it's all upside. You learn that, and sometimes in life, you lose. You find out in life that it's not fair. You find out there are people better than people at some things, and that's just a part of life. Sports teaches young children a lot about a lot of things that you run into in your everyday life. There are things that you learned as a young person right now listening to the show. If you can hear my voice, there are things that you learned in sports, whether it be pee-wee, whether it be middle school, whether it be high school, where it was free to play. You learned something. You took something away from that you still use today. You have memories or friends that you got at that particular time that you still have today. So, yes, putting your children in camps is effective. And yes, putting your children in something to help them learn is positive, unless the information is negative. Unless the information at its root is false. unless the technique is bad. If you pay for that, Cam, go get your money back. Fraudster. Fraudster. Now, he viral now. He probably, listen, that Buddy woke up today going, that, because trust me, I know the feeling. Buddy woke up today going, y'all still talking about this? He going, hey, listen, I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not John Stradamus. I'm telling you right now, he going to put out another video correcting that. He going to put out another video explaining that. Because now he hot now. And I mean he hot mad. He hot now. His teaching's out there. He hot now, bro. I'm telling you right now, his teaching's on the streets. His teaching is on the streets, boy. He might not get no more kids at his camp, but he got our attention now. People have gone back and looked at showed other videos and showed in those other videos how that contradicts what he's saying now. I thought it was a skit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I first saw that video playing 30 years of basketball, dog, I thought that was a skit. I really did. But be careful who you give your kids to coach, man. Be careful. B-Tom got a question. So I told y'all I always listen to the chat pack, always listen to the people. I just wanted to share that with y'all. I wanted to come out here and share that with y'all because I thought, I don't want to talk about the Padres again today. For what? And so I was supposed to take today off because my throat wasn't really acting right, but I woke up, I'm feeling good, so I told y'all I'd give y'all what I got. B. Thompson has so the issue. So what's the issue with the Clippers and Kawhi going to the Raptors? Question mark. All right, so I'm gonna leave it up for people who will know what I'm talking about. So here's the deal with the aspiration investigation. So the Kawhi Leonard, it is alleged by Pablo Torre and this massive investigation that he did that a company called Aspire paid Kawhi Leonard to plant some trees, millions of dollars, right? To plant trees. It's called a no-show job, pretty much. Kawhi never planted a tree. There ain't no images of him planting a tree. There ain't no video. They didn't even go through the trouble of doing AI. They didn't Photoshop him into nothing. There's no evidence that Kawhi Leonard ever did anything with aspiration to get this money. Why is that important? That's important because aspiration has business with the Los Angeles Clippers. And so it appeared as if aspiration and Steve Ballmer gave Kawhi a large sum of money to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers because that's illegal. It's in the CBA that an owner cannot do through a separate company that he owns, pay an athlete. Like, this is why Nike doesn't own a team. This is why Adidas or Pepsi, these corporations don't own teams. So in this mix of things, it was deemed through investigation that something's not right about this. Pablo Torre did this deep dive into it and found out that it appeared that Kawhi Leonard had a no-show job, and that no-show money came from Steve Ballmer. That is the impression of the investigation as of right now, that Steve Ballmer was paying Kawhi Leonard under the table to juice the deal outside of what you could pay him through the CBA to get him to leave Toronto and come to Los Angeles. Now, the reason why, as of now, that trade is on hold is because the NBA has conducted what it now feels like it's been an 11th month investigation into what transpired, who did what, when and where, and the punishment that needs to be doled out. Now, when Kawhi Leonard was traded, a lot of people thought that, oh, wait, so the punishment can't be this bad because the league allowed this trade to go through. Now it's like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold up. Which now has pumped the brakes on everybody's opinion on what the punishment will be. So because this is such a serious crime within the NBA community, the Clippers are either going to lose picks, Steve Ballmer is going to be fined, Kawhi Leonard may be fined, his contract may be terminated. There are a bevy of things that could happen to the parties involved. And so the league has paused the trade of Kawhi Leonard going to Toronto until the investigation has come to an end. When that is, I don't know. The league say that they hired an independent law firm to conduct the investigation. And so in doing that, I'm assuming that the league is just getting billed a crazy amount of hours, and the law firm's like, yo, we still need to interview this person. We still need to interview this person. Like they're milking this out. So that's what's got the trade on hold. And to be honest with you, I have no idea what this penalty is going to be. I have no idea how this is going to look at the end of the day because outside of what we know from Pablo Torre, there shouldn't really be anything else for the league to be looking under any rocks. So to me, the pause of this trade is a signal that the penalty is going to be very heavy. That either Kawhi is going to maintain some form of suspension, and because he's going to be suspended for an X amount of time, it'll be up to the Raptors once the decision is made on the punishment for Kawhi Leonard if they still want to accept him. And I'm talking about this suspension must be like 40 games. This suspension must be wild and hefty if you were to stop a trade. Now, I don't think the suspension is going to be 5 games because he's going to miss 5 games at some point here and there during the season. So I think whatever the NBA is cooking up in terms of punishment for this collaboration to pay people and pay Kawhi under the table, I think it's going to be very severe for the individual. I think it's going to be very severe for the organization. So that's what I got so far. If anybody's heard anything else, I'd like to hear it. Super Mikado says, hey, John Stradamus, your date on your board says the Padres are cooked. So, yeah, you are. Yeah. Yeah. I told y'all. And I kept it up there. Soup, you're the one who said, oh, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll put it on the board, buddy. July 2nd, I told y'all. July 2nd, I told y'all that thing was over. That thing was cooked because I saw how they came out of that. I saw how they came out that road trip. I told y'all when that road trip started, at the end of this 13-game run, the season was either going to be over or we were going to be flying high, running into the All-Star break, head held high, wind at our back. But, we're going into the All-Star break. We just split with the Diamondbacks. We're tied with them in the wild card. We're behind damn near all but 4 teams in the league. It's embarrassing. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. David P says, did the NBA put the brakes on the trade? Yep. The NBA halted that trade. That thing is probably not going to happen. And if it does happen, by the way, here's the funny part about the trade. Toronto is the team that got penalized and got hurt because the Clippers were able to sign him away from Toronto. And so it comes out after all this, he's now going to go back to Toronto is a trip. So I think this is the league protecting Toronto from itself in this particular situation, because the reason why Kawhi Leonard left Toronto and came to Los Angeles was because Steve Ballmer had, wink, wink, a better deal. Turns out that's not a good look. Is it money laundering, Graham? I don't know. I don't know if it's money laundering, dog. That's breaking the law, and I don't think it. I think this is in the NBA circles of doing business. I don't think we money laundering. What to do, Rages versus everyone. Shout out. So yeah, man, that's don't let everybody coach your kids, man. That's all I got today. I didn't necessarily, plan on coming here and giving y'all a whole hour rundown of this. I gotta go. Did I show y'all what I'm building outside my house? Let me see if I still have it up here somewhere. Yeah. So check this out. New studio loading. We'll see, but I got some grand plans for it. If you have any ideas, holler at your boy, let me know. But I'm building a studio so that this thing can be 100% uninterrupted, because as y'all know, I got 5 kids and somebody's always running in this room. I currently share this space that I'm in right now with a crib. This is where my baby sleeps, but obviously that joker don't sleep during the day. He wild. And so I have this room to half of it is dedicated to speaking to y'all via pod, and the other half is dedicated to, you know, children, a baby, one baby in particular, kids. The kids have their own rooms. So yeah, man. Shout out. So I'm getting to work on that too. That's part of the reason why I said no pod today or a shorter pod today, because I'm working on that as well. I'm getting ready to run to Home Depot now or Lowe's right after this because I got to put the wallpaper up and start designing that thing. So shout out. Shout out to Biggie. Biggie said he building a studio building a studio out of my guest bedroom. Shout out. Listen, bro, do it. Do it, man. And I encourage everybody who has the energy to follow a passion to get down and get it, man. Get with it, bro. It's a lot of things out here that it can bring you down. It's a lot of things out here that are absorbing your time in life. Always take time for yourself. Look at me turning this into some self-help shit. All I'm saying is this, man. The world's a fast, complicated place. You always have something else to do. You always have somewhere else to be. Sometimes you just got to take a second to just make something for yourself, man. But not, and this ain't a diss to females, but to men in general, to men specifically. Oftentimes, there are a lot of expectations that are placed upon men in the world, and finding somewhere where you can kind of just decompress and kind of have your own space and have your own time is very vital. And I encourage most men and all men to do that, have that, find that. And if that means you build a studio in your guest bedroom or you build a studio on the side of your house, you find something that gives you joy and gives you pleasure, that, it ain't harming nobody. It's just a way for you to decompress. And some people smoke a joint. Some people do a couple shots. Some people build studios. I'm in the studio building type. So, find that release, man. Find that release. Find that way to unplug from the speed of life, from the demands of life. Find a way to unplug from that a little bit every day. And you'll find that the rest of it will become easier to do once you find yourself something that allows you to plug away from that. So shout out to everybody here today. As always, man, love y'all. Respect. What to say? You may see Kawhi at Home Depot selling trees. Nah, buddy, that's part of the problem. Tito, that's part of the problem. He ain't never sold no damn trees. He ain't never planted no damn trees. He ain't never sold no damn trees. Again, they didn't even Photoshop him in an ad for Aspire. So, I don't know. I would love the job at Aspire. Apparently, they cutting checks for people to do nothing. So I'm big on doing nothing, especially if it pays in the millions. All right, man. I'll see y'all next week. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming through. As you can clearly hear, the voice is getting ready to go again. Peace.